Hello drama lovers, welcome back to this channel. That night, the sky over Beijing looked ordinary. The city lights shone as usual. Traffic was heavy, just like any other weekend evening. But no one could have predicted that behind the spotlight of a grand stage, at the center of attention that evening, a real-life story would unfold, one that would strike deeper than any scripted drama. At a prestigious gala broadcast live and attended by top actors and actresses in China, one event turned the atmosphere from festive to terrifying in mere seconds. The event began smoothly, filled with laughter, applause, and shimmering lights. Shu Kai and Tan Songyun, two of the biggest names present, were seated side by side in the front row. They chatted briefly, exchanged small smiles, and greeted colleagues around them. Then came the moment when Tan Songyun was called on stage to receive a special award. Her steps were slightly unsteady, though she tried to maintain her usual calm demeanor. With a gentle smile, she walked under the spotlight. But just as the audience erupted in cheers, her body suddenly lost balance. Within seconds, she collapsed. It was not an act. It wasn't part of the performance. It was real. The music stopped. The MC was stunned. The once cheerful room turned eerily silent. Everyone stood, shocked and confused. But from the crowd, one figure moved faster than anyone else. Shu Kai. He ran to the stage without hesitation, without caring about protocol or the cameras pointed at him. He knelt beside Tan Songyun's motionless body and held her close. He called her name softly, panicked but controlled, as if trying to wake her from a nightmare that had suddenly become reality. Medical staff rushed forward to help, but Shu Kai raised his hand to stop them. He said little, just shook his head gently and murmured, "I'll take her." And before anyone could react, he had already lifted her in his arms. With a firm but careful motion, he carried her off stage, cradling her protectively. 20 minutes later, Shu Kai was seen entering a private hospital in Chaoyang district. He was still wearing his gala suit, now wrinkled and soaked in sweat and stage dust. In his arms, Tan Songyun remained unconscious, her face pale and her body limp. He hadn't used a stretcher. He didn't wait for a driver or hospital staff. He brought her himself. His steps were steady, deliberate. Every hospital staff member who saw them froze. Not because they recognized who they were, but because of Shu Kai's expression, so blank. His eyes were red. His face was tense. But his arms held Tan Songyun securely, as if silently promising not to let go. A nurse later said, "When he walked in, time seemed to stop. We knew who they were. But that night, they weren't celebrities. They were just two people at their most fragile." Shu Kai barely spoke as he reached the ER. He only pleaded for Tan Songyun to be treated quickly. Even when the doctors asked him to wait outside, he refused. He stood quietly in the corner of the room, unmoving, his hands gripping the edge of a table, eyes fixed on the bed where she lay. Some staff offered him a change of clothes, water, even a place to rest. But he only shook his head. He looked at a nurse and said, "I won't be calm until she wakes up." A hospital staff member later said Shu Kai looked like someone who couldn't believe what was happening. He was seen taking deep breaths, walking slowly up and down the corridor, then returning to stand in front of the treatment room. He didn't touch his phone. He didn't call his manager. He just waited, silently. And the most touching moment came when a nurse entered to check Tan Songyun's vitals. Shu Kai approached the bed and gently held her hand. With a voice barely audible, he whispered, "I'm sorry. I was too busy admiring your smile to notice your body was giving up." The nurse who witnessed that scene admitted she couldn't hold back her tears. She said, "That wasn't a line from a drama. That was the voice of someone truly afraid of losing her." The news spread quickly. Media outlets reported that Tan Songyun had been taken to the hospital by Shu Kai himself. But few knew the details until a CCTV video from the hospital leaked online. In the video, Shu Kai could be seen carrying Tan Songyun into the hospital lobby, refusing help, and walking straight to the emergency room. The video went viral in less than an hour. Netizens flooded social media with emotional responses, admiration, and suspicions. Suspicion that their relationship wasn't just professional. That perhaps there was something deeper, something they had quietly kept away from the public eye. Comments poured in. "If this isn't love, I don't know what is." One embrace from Shu Kai says more than any drama dialogue I've ever heard. "I'm crying not because Tan Songyun fainted, but because Shu Kai never left her side." A popular fan account even wrote a long post retelling the entire event with emotional narration, calling it one of the most moving moments in Chinese entertainment history. Not for its glamour, but for the raw sincerity of a love that felt real. Shu Kai has yet to make a public statement. He is still at the hospital, even after Tan Songyun's manager and assistants arrived. He declined to be picked up, choosing to stay by her side. A nurse said he told her, "She needs to know I was here when she wakes up." Now, all eyes are on them. Not as drama co-stars. Not as celebrities. But as two people bound together in a moment they never planned, but one that became more real than anything they've ever acted out. Hello drama lovers, maybe this story isn't over yet. Maybe there are still many unanswered questions. Is this the beginning of something they've hidden all along? Or is this just a moment of pure, human connection, born from care and concern? Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. On that night, Shu Kai showed that true love doesn't always need words. Sometimes, one embrace is enough. One act of courage. One refusal to walk away. What do you think? Do you also feel that this wasn't just an ordinary moment? Have their feelings been visible all along? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And be sure to follow this channel for the latest updates on a story more touching than any drama. See you in the next video. Thank you for staying until the end.